more to set up for the other two.
Yep, Aurora.
Oh, so good.
Perfect. It makes sense, right? You want someone a little bit safer as well. As compared to a Vexana, with the passive that the Aurora has, if the Suyo wants to go in for a trade kill, it's a lot easier to weave in and out of this with the passive that Aurora has.
Honestly, that Aurora pick might be the pick that makes the RRQ to the championship point.
I think it will as well. I mean, Eugloria's pathway, you don't want to get hit by that frigid breath. It really forces you to think about your zone of influence. Taking the traditional front to back might not be easy, but you gotta make things work.
So will we be heading over to championship point, ladies and gentlemen? We're gonna throw it over to our casters to bring you game number 4.
One game away from that ever so coveted MPL Indonesia. Trophy.
Smash them.
2 steps away.
2 steps away.
2 steps away, man. 1 away from that elusive match point. There we go.
Welcome to
It's a battle for
Mega
match
Legends.
point for RRQ. As we get into the land of on for game number 4. 2-1 right now for RRQ and TLID. They got their hands on a Suyo. We've been waiting for this possibility. Fabian on the Suyo. How crazy can it possibly be? Rins, though. No. How crazy is he? Oh, sacrificing the passive.
Whoa, bottom lane. Getting ganked on the Hilda and the Fabian dash forward. First blood for Suyo.
Well, we talked about the Hilda being the pick to kind of keep the Suyo in check,
Not
to
like
contain it. But what is he supposed to do in the situation now, Arashi?
That was the idea, right? Cut the wave, go into the jungle, be a nuisance while your lane opponent, Aran, is supposed to stay right next to the turret and kind of, you know, wait around. But look at Weedy do. Ooh, that's a roam. We thought it was going to be the Hylas, I think. I at least expected Weedy to be on the Hylas. But on the Khalid, we've seen it match up to even the likes of a Cho. So it's going to be a lot of damage in the early game for Team Liquid ID. But the poke, the AoE, definitely favors RRQ. Movement-wise though, Dyran with the Wilderness Blessing, they're going to be roaming around a lot more. And Skylar, despite being up against all the aggression, Bargain Hunter and the Weakest Finder, but look at that damage!
Forced out a flicker already.
Yeah, that is going to be a very, very important resource because he has burned the passive, he has burned the flicker, and next up on the menu would probably be the turtle, so they have to be ready. As Widdy is there counter invading the jungle, Fabian has so much freedom on getting and plundering Sujin's resources down bottom in the jungle. The problem with Suyo now is, of course, he has level 4, he has level 5 even, and they're ready to take this turtle.
Should be free, you know. RRQ don't really, or can't really go for the battle. With so much pressure on the hands of TLID, Fabian gets it, saves his retreat. Trying to go for a cheeky little steal, but knows that RRQ will have avenues to try to stop that from happening.
Yeah, the early damage is what it is, man. I mean, it's the Sushin, it's the Khalid, it's the Beatrix. So many ways for Team Liquid ID to pressure. Just like Edok and Daiwan even, they're both kind of a bit more concerned about their survivability, unlike game number 2 earlier, where they can kind of do whatever they want because they were just too tanky with the Gatot and Hilda, but oh, look at Edok.
Something, but he won't be in much trouble. Of course, TLID, they have better rotations, I suppose, with the Khalid always on its toes. But Vanguard is to heal up, and Fabian has the 100 strike. But Dyran, good so far.
All right, maybe not. Maybe you can't take that damage. What the heck? Suyo, very balanced.
Dyran is punished now twice. What's the difference between previous game, Arashi?
Maximum missing HP damage in the Suyo allows them to really burst down targets like Dyran. They want to play with regen, but all things considered, the Natan really hasn't really been the recipient of a lot of big pressure items, and Edok is doing a great job just monitoring, shadowing Weedy, ensuring that not a lot of laners really fall behind. But from the jungle, from the farming difference alone, already a 2k gold lead at 3 minutes. Quite significant. Where do you Sandstorm dodge from?
Wow. Good dodge, Widdy. Knocked out by the Circle Eagle, able to flicker out with the regen too. Gets a bit of HP. TLID will just respect this Well played RQ to escape from that. Well played Witty to escape from that too.
They want to brawl out in the early stages of the game. Now still Dyron with the same scenario that it has been in
1v1.
previous game. 1v1 down bottom.
Well, we get to see how much damage you can truly do on the Suyo. If you can burst a Hilda, that's a lot of damage. Revitalize even. There we go, power wildness. Now Yehezkiel should be able to lift him up. The stun connects and the execute should get him down. Turtle up top though, gonna be dealt with here by RQ, held down. Good snipe over to Rins, now walking forward, throws it down. Frigid Glacier will lock him down. Jin with the help of the guided wind, not able to survive. Winning just slashes him down. Rins cannot sustain from that damage, cannot take that damage. Lantern Flare, Aaron Shiki will gun Skylar down, and Edok will be forced back.
The cavalry recharges their energy, and now they are ready for yet another revolt. Everything is going south for the kingdom.
Wow. They have lagging potential, but the early game is looking really, really rough. This approach from Team Liquid ID to just double down on that early game aggression. I mean, we talked about this a bit, Mirko. Hey, if the game never reaches the late game, because the fights keep happening, because both teams, you know, have it personal. They want to just win it out and show everyone they're better in these fights, in this early game. And why even get these late game tools? Look at this though, Circling Eagle on a run. Nothing available for RRQ to really realistically get. You're only trying to make sure that Syzygen doesn't fall too far behind, and Skylar at least gets some really good farm.
It'll be okay. Ron pops the glorious pathway.
Running through Ray Sandstorm on the Syzygen. Frigid Glacier able to stop the deadly catch as well, but now Faven comes in. A snipe from Aaron Shiki down in the mid lane. Will be the end of Syzygen. 0-2-0 right now.
Problematic for RRQ. We actually talked about how the Hilda is actually a very good pick against the Suyo, and the draft planned out by RRQ is way solid compared to the previous one. But it's now going so hard for them. What's the big problem here, Arashi?
I think it's just Suyo damage. I mean, are you seeing how much damage Faven is doing? Oh my lord. I mean, even against Dyron, he's just shredding him down. It's way too much damage. I think RRQ, in theory, have a good composition, but individually, these heroes are way too strong. And considering the gold lead has increased to 7,000, RRQ are definitely in survival mode. You can see Witty understanding that, recognizing that, looking for avenues to set up traps in the jungle.
The execute, Fabian. Whoa, but he's taking him away. Skylar walking up with the entropy. Now Frigid Glacier able to lock Fabian down, but no, it brings out the safety. Witty zones Skylar away, and they will be able to steal away the orange buff here. Fabian takes it. Witty trying to zone RRQ away from the tier 1 of the mid lane. Only a shot over to the Hilda. I can't take it, and it should be a perfect turtle take for Team Liquid ID.
What's the call now for RRQ? What do they want to do? Back on late game again?
They might have to really bank on that late game. Again, the Suyo in the end is still an assassin, but Skylar!
When he walks up, they try to go for that shotgun for the Wesker on Skylar, but he has the entropy.
It's a scary situation. Skylar also doesn't have the Purify, so Raging Sandstorm, the stun from the Suyo from Aran, there's danger everywhere, and Dyron zone away immediately, dude. These towers are falling down like dominoes.
The bully gets bullied in this game. Dyron is not having and you can take a look at how much pressure, how much control. TLI Eagle.
Ooh, Flicker. So much respect. Knowing that if you do get knocked up there, Rins could just flicker forward and, you know, combo them together with the Aurora.
So in theory, for the late game, they still have a good composition, but survival, right? Is that even possible with all the pressure? And Syzygen actually gets his purple, but man, Witty is just relentless, dude. Always in the faces of RRQ, and that just keeps all the time. But look at his play, though.
There he goes, though. Once you use the flicker, you are going to be susceptible to that. Dances to the back. Whoa! Hey! With a flicker backwards, but still, look at the sustain coming over. TLID favor with the playing backwards. Skylar trying to go for the chase right now as Edok walks forward. Breaks the quad. Over Skylar. Entropy getting the range. I did not expect that. A shutdown, a big one at the 8th minute mark, and it went to the worst target for TLID. It went to Skylar.
The castle walls are shocked by that one retaliation that is made by the Kingdom. They get a lot of kills on that altercation. TLID shut down after what was looking like a very good initiation from Witty.
Aran, maybe locked down again. Circling Eagle, everything. Sutsujin, Crab Claw Cannon. He was 0 and 2. He's gotten 3 kills out of nowhere.
We know this issue, man. Aurora is so annoying to deal with if you're the fighters. If you're Weedy or Aran, and later on, it's gonna disjoint the formation of Team Liquid ID. The load is up, but Aran is not around.
Uh-oh, this Lord. They want to fight for it. They want to blitz it. They want to dance together on this chance. Conceal open by Witty.
Very early Frigid Glacier, now Raging Sandstorm, Aaron Shiki! Redemption! Now it's Fabian in the midst of it all, jumping in. Deadly Catch used up as Aaron Shiki deals with Tyrant Witty. Quick Sand Guard, still healing, still buying time. Finally frozen and taken down. Fabian with the flank again.
Fabian!
With a Soul Severed, will be able to find it. Aaron forward.
Oh!
Skylar gets shot, but he will not fall.
Almost, he assassinates the Crown Prince. It was so close. And now TLID, they have a time frame to control even deeper into the map for RQ.
He's kicking his shoulder on the top side. He's gonna be forced to go for a 1v1. Fabian is absolutely on the hunt.
Ooh. Sutsujin stunned.
1v1.
Now slashed down. What is Bane gonna do against Suyo? He's just gonna run. But even then, Suyo can chase. Glorious pathway in the bottom lane. It cut them from the Lord. Still Skylar able to find a space to go for some hits over to the Lord. 2,000 HP. Diamond gun down here on Chiki. Nibiru's passion, but again, RQ has dealt with the Lord.
TLID, they contain any possible pressure exerted by RQ. They want to play with the side lanes. It was Sutsujin overextending and he was punished for it. Now they might look for a siege. A few more minutes, but still, the passive from the turrets standing strong.
The Holy Crystal is completed for Skylar though, so the man has absolutely enough damage to be a real threat. The fact that he was able to get that shutdown earlier definitely was a big value moment. But looking at the items here, Queen's Wings completed for Fabian, trying to get the reduction just to survive long enough to use the outplay potential. And Aaron Shiki, on a vengeance here, going with the Heptases, the BOD, the Malefic Roar. He wants burst damage, he wants to take down RRQ. He's not trying to do DPS. Therein lies the concern though. He can be great in sieging down turrets, but in the defense, RRQ have so much ways to kind of deter a Team Liquid ID from moving forward. But as of right now, the gold lead that earlier shrunk down to 4K is now back at almost 8K, so Team Liquid ID have regained that momentum.
Yeah, pretty late Hunter Strike there from Sutsujin, but 7.6K gold up for TLID. They're waiting for that Lord to spawn so that they can get that Lord and maybe stage yet another siege. The talisman as well for Edok. That extra cooldown reduction, but now TLID, they're playing the safe. Even Yeskel is itemizing towards that Blood Wings. He wants that extra shielding, Arashi.
Extra shielding and extra movement speed on the shield plus Skylar though, whoa!
So he's all good.
There's limited crowd control for Team Liquid ID, but there's a lot of burst damage. Skylar might want to be a bit more careful doing that. Look at the damage!
What is that? Disgustingly good. And on Shiki, accurate. And so impactful as well with the Renner's Apathy.
Man, Aaron Shiki with the gun fu. He's gunning down the members of RRQ. Dyron now not having a lot of chances to proc them Thunder Belt. Not nearly as tanky as he was in the previous games. Oh man,
Again? Whoa, let's repeat. Witty has to Raging Sandstorm defensively. And that is one engage 2 taken down. But the cooldown, of course, is not going to be a big issue for Witty and TLID. Free Lord Arashi, they blitz it.
Oof. Divine Glaive completed for Skylar, so damage is there. But can he survive though? Team Liquid ID are notorious for being able to find their targets in a team fight. And Skylar just isn't on the same kind of hero like the Iristhal. He isn't really as maneuverable. If they were gonna let go of a Lord, I would think it would be the previous one instead of this one. But now circumstances has pushed their hand with the Lord for Team Liquid ID marching down the mid lane. Do they have enough right here with the Frigid Glacier, with the Entropy? In theory, in the base, Skylar should still be able to just stay safe, to really be that, you know, static defense for the base.
Yeah, proper dive though, Liquid.
They do. The Raging Sandstorm will open up the map and the way as well. Glorious Pathway popped up.
No, Skylar gets caught. Raging Sandstorm from Witty. All the way to the back, finding them. Skylar will fall, unable to utilize the Flicker. Tyron gets gunned down and slashed down by Fabian before he can even do anything.
Crystal.
The Suyo, we thought it might be countered here, but maybe the Suyo is just too strong. Fabian on the Suyo, 12,000 gold lead, 2-2. We got a game 5 in our hands.
Domination by TLID. They will still ride into that dying night. RRQ. They are shook that Hilda wasn't even able to contain the Suyo.